Welcome back to our kitchen. Today we're going to make another metabolically healthy and aligned meal. So today we're going to have tilapia. Tilapia is a very simple fish. It's cheap. We always talk about good, better, and best. Good is tilapia. Better would be maybe salmon. I'll talk about the high sort of omega-3 rich fish. Best would probably be sockeye, Alaskan wild salmon because it has the highest omega-3 content. But the reason why we're going with tilapia, first of all, is it's cheap and easy. We're all about demonstrating metabolically healthy foods that aren't necessarily perfect. We're not going for perfection. We're going for metabolic alignment. Like I've said before, you can only serve so many masters at the same time. And tilapia is very low in omegas, but it's actually pretty rich in a high quality protein. And we also like to mix it up. We've had quite a bit of beef this week, and so we're making chicken, and so we're mixing it up with a little fish tonight. So when it comes to fish in general, probably the top 5 best fish to get are what we call SMASH, S-M-A-S-H, salmon, mackerel, anchovy, sardines, herring. A lot of those fish are just really not in our culture. Maybe some people eat salmon every now and again, but from an omega-3 standpoint, it's those fatty fish that are really the best. But what we get from tilapia is we get a great source of protein. It's a very, very mild fish. There's other people eating with us tonight, so it's one that is kind of a crowd pleaser for a whole variety of people that might be eating. So we're gonna have tilapia. We're kind of having a sort of Mediterranean theme. We're also gonna have a Mediterranean sort of a Greek salad. You want to say a little bit more about what comes on the salad?
Yeah, but we always talk about, I think if you're cooking at home, you're winning. So again, like I think sometimes we put this pressure on ourselves, like we have to make this amazing meal. But I think if you're cooking at home, again, that's the best. The tilapia I usually get at Trader Joe's. Again, we have no affiliation with anyone, but they were out today, but I do feel like they're a little thicker. I ended up having to go to Sprouts, and I always get it frozen. Another thing I always have in our freezer, a bunch of shrimp, tilapia, so I can pull it out and make it pretty quickly. For the salad, yes, we're doing a Mediterranean salad, and my kids love it. So if you want to pan over here, we can just look real quick. So I do cut up some salami. I get this just no nitrates and stuff. And then I do put some Kalamata olives. Tonight, I have not done this, but I'm going to put some chickpeas, garbanzo beans, definitely pepperoncinis, and then some cucumber. There's our daughter Julia in the background. And then we do a little bit of parm on it, and we get the Pecorino Romano cheese. I think this is easier to tolerate on your gut, possibly.
Yeah, typically the aged cheeses, first of all, you're going to get away with less. We've talked about before that this cheese has a nice flavor profile called umami, which actually comes with its own health benefits. And you just have a little bit. For those of us who are cow dairy sensitive, some of us can get away with a little bit of that. I can handle a little. I can get away with a little goat cheese, but I can't have like ice cream and milk and those kind of things.
And again, I use romaine, but I took a little bit of time, not a lot, to cut up a bunch of romaine. I put it in a baggie. So, okay, so I'm going to do the tilapia. I love this crushed garlic. It is from Trader Joe's and comes in these cubes, but I throw it in everything. So
Good. If you're super next level, you're going to take the garlic and you're going to chop it up and mince it and all that kind of stuff. And we do that for sure. But this little, kind of frozen garlic squares they work really good. It gives you a nice garlic kind of flavor in the butter. And it's super simple if you're a little low on time.
And I add some olive oil too. So I just
and that's really key. Since this type of fish is actually very low in high quality fats, we're basically adding our own fat to it. We're using extra virgin olive oil, and we know all the awesome polyphenols and different compounds in that. So again, kind of sticking with our Mediterranean theme, we're having some fish, we're actually cooking it in some butter and some olive oil. When it's all done and I put it on my plate, I'm actually going to slather a little more fresh olive oil on top of it, and then have that with the salad. Yeah, we can put some fresh cheddar on
whoever
top.
wants that.
We're also cooking some white rice. We've got, a teenage girl, and we have 2 boys in their 20s. I think they're coming by today, and they love having white rice along with this, and they can handle those kind of carbs. We might have a little bit. I'm probably skipping it tonight, but yeah, it's an option. So I thought I'd mention a little bit about what I had today for my overall, kind of 3 main meal today. So this morning I had pretty much what I have every morning. I had turkey burger patty. I just kind of make the patties myself. They are half-pound patties. I just throw that in a cast iron skillet, cook that. It's like maybe 12 minutes aside, something like that. And then I cook a couple eggs with that, and I put the eggs over the top, and I had some kimchi on the side for lunch. So basically, last night we had burger bowls, so hamburger meat, and then we had sort of the fixings and things that you typically have on a hamburger.
We'll
kind
do
of
that another
bowls.
time.
Yeah, we'll show that one some other time. We just had bowls with all the lettuce and pickles and onions and different stuff on top with the Primal Kitchen special sauce. So we had leftovers, surprisingly, and I had that for lunch today. And today we're having the tilapia. So protein forward, metabolically healthy. That's the point.
Doing a video. So everything's done, and instead of rice, I'm gonna have coleslaw. I usually make a citrus slaw, but again, I didn't want to feel like doing that tonight, so it's coleslaw from Jimbo's. And here's the finished product. The tilapia, I put bruschetta, some coleslaw, and then a nice big salad.
Tell me a little bit more about the salad.
There's olives, pepperoncinis, salami, garbanzo beans, and some cucumber, and a little bit of parm.
Bon appetit.